Love for the young has always existed in our society. From skincare products that are supposed to make your skin like a baby's to the romanticization of Lolita and finally to the debut of 13-year-old idols who are forced to work overtime, skip school, neglect social development, and hooray, get a career. Hi everyone, my name is Nana and today we're gonna talk about children in K-pop. Please like this video and pray that YouTube doesn't take it down. Grab some tea because today we're gonna spill some. And wait, I gotta say something. This is a very sensitive topic. There are high chances that YouTube is not gonna like it, so please support this video with comments, with like and everything. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Young idols have always existed in K-pop. Think of Twice, where Tsuyi and Chaeyoung debuted at 16. Jungkook was a BTS member at 15. Yeri joined Red Velvet literally a few days after turning 16. There are plenty of stories like this, but I think we all noticed a significant shift in 2022. Along with the boom of new girl groups, there was a boom of young members. It looked like a race between the big companies. We have the youngest member. No, we do. At the beginning of 2022, Kepler debuted with what? This was 4 years ago. Let me remind you. The youngest member was Yeseo, 16 at the moment of their debut. Then we got NMIXX like a month later, and the maknae Kyujin was 15. Lee Seraphim, Garam was 16 and Yooncho was 15, but she was still a few months younger than Kyujin. In the summer, we met New Jeans and things got so much worse. If Kepler had a 25-year-old in a group, in NMIXX the oldest member was 2002 basically an 18-year-old girl Lily, then in New Jeans 18 is already the maximum, and the maknae of the group at that time had just turned 14. Guys, we can talk about many examples of groups and members, and that would only bring us closer to the main question: why? We all have our assumptions about this, so please write your thoughts in the comments before watching, and then we'll compare if my thoughts match your assumption. I want to hear opinions before and after the video, so do it right now please. It will, yeah, I gotta say, it will greatly support the channel too. Society has always been obsessed with youth. When we are young, we are naive, we are open to life, not afraid to take risks, and also we are beautiful and experiencing the world for the first time, so to speak. Innocent. A large part of the K-pop audience is teenagers. Creating parasocial relationships is much easier when your idol is your peer. You can compare yourself to them, watch their content, buy their products endlessly, and dream that in doing so you become a bit like the idol, that ideal person who debuted at your age. Idols literally become the friend group you wish you had. They seem to have fun on stage, simply enjoying the moment, and then you do the same dances, listening to their tracks, and start feeling like you're experiencing the moment with them. In contrast, we have more mature groups, adult idols with a different concept. They try to act parasocial because the companies tell them to, they know it will get the money, but sometimes you can tell they find it gross. It often shows on their faces. Yes, they are trying, but in general, you can tell they don't believe what they're doing. They know the reason why they're doing it, and the reason is money. They do the job, and while everything is actually fine, they don't give you the same good vibe as dancing peers who are also working, but seem to relate to you more. Korean fans also like young idols, but surprisingly don't like when idols get plastic surgery. It's much easier to debut someone younger, and yes, someone younger will likely get plastic surgery too, but the company can say they just grew up. And yes, if you didn't know, the nose bone can shift with age, lips get fuller, eyes get bigger, and when you turn 19, you develop a double eyelid. It's strange if it doesn't work like that for your body. I don't know, something is wrong. Young trainees who dream of becoming idols are also easier to manipulate. It's easier to convince them that overwork is normal, that school isn't that necessary, and that university is also a path for slaves. It's easier to say that what happens in an industry like diet, psychological and moral pressure is the standard. Young people, children, go into training with big dreams for the future, and these dreams make them neglect their own rights and needs. They don't even know what the rights are. They don't know their own limit. They can push themselves extremely much, and they will think it's fine. Adult trainees will come, look at this, and say, okay, maybe I don't want to be an idol that bad. badly, but the children have already idealized that image in their heads and nothing will break it. The K-pop system becomes normal for them, and only years of therapy may help them realize something is actually wrong there. But as we know, children can't sign contracts, right? Look, the maximum contract in the K-pop industry for idol groups is 7 years. Though it wasn't always like that. The shortened contract lengths, either from 10-13 years to 7 years, was a result of SM Group taking the company to court in I think it was in 2009. So the length of the contract was shortened. Now you're a slave for like 7 years instead of 13. It's a step forward. I assume that companies sign contracts with parents, not kids, of course. Parents are supposed to evaluate all risks, pros and cons, the child's wishes, their dreams for the future, and decide whether to sign. But guess what? All parents are different, unfortunately. We have parents who promoted Daniel from Eugene's on shows from childhood, and where is Daniel now, guys? That's another story. You saw from Kepler debuted at 5 years old, was in a teenage group, had a stalker at 14 or 15, and now it's just so bad. Jiho from Twice trained since 8, Sui danced this at 16. The list can go on and on. For many of these parents, their child's debut is about money, a lot of money. And most likely the parents receive the money because minors simply cannot. Even if parents allow a child to debut for the best reasons, questions still arise. Public exposure is not easy, and parents can't just assume that it's gonna be easy to be an idol. K-pop fans are parasocial, it's known. They want idols' ideal behavior and perfection. Your every move is observed, and the company only fuels this. Every change in your body or face is a reason for discussion. You have obsessed fans, many of whom are adult men, and there is a high chance the company won't really protect you. They will just play the game, the disgusting game. Yes, with adult idols it's quite similar, but when you're mature, you at least try to shield yourself from it. You kind of distant from everything that is going on in your fandom, but when you're a child, it's not that easy. Children are easier to convince that their fans are their friends, and there's nothing wrong in saying how much you love them and that they are your family and that these fan saints aren't actually creepy. It can easily become a norm for them, just if you tell them from young age that is supposed to be like that. Guys, let me just tell you, the danger of parasocial relationships with fans shouldn't be underestimated, both psychologically and physically. Let's recall some recent examples of minors debuting if you still think there is no problem. Wonyeon from IVE. TikTok proclaimed Pick Me Girl. Every her move was analyzed in detail and criticized. Her face was discussed by everyone, her alleged plastic surgeries, her body as well. And it's still like that till this day. She debuted at 14 and soon she will be 22. Nicki from Hypen debuted at 15 and in my opinion was, let me say this so YouTube doesn't ban this video, casualized like older group members. Just look at the comeback fever. She got out from Baby Monster and the performance of the group where her private body parts were literally zoomed in. I'm not gonna even touch on Baby Monster, it's definitely creepy to me. And yeah, she's still 16 right now and she debuted at like 13. I don't know. I think she was 14 in Better Up. New Jeans with the song Cookie, which allegedly is about private body part. Like, that's insane. So you're probably like, Nana, what do you want to say? Do you want to ban minors from expressing themselves and debuting? I'll tell you this, expressing yourself and working in a huge company in a huge industry are different things. I don't believe that early debut ends well for anyone, and money is good, don't get me wrong. Many of these young idols get rich quite fast at a young age, and that's cool. Money is slay. I wish you all money, and I wish money to myself too. But I don't think it's worth it for what these idols go through. Your mental health, your nervous system can't just be healed with a check. Let's not forget that these idols really work a lot, and it's not like you debut once every 6 months, you learn a dance, perform, and then go home. No, it's constant work with almost no pause, and it only leaves you to think about how much time they actually give these young idols for rest. By the way, speaking of rest, what do you think about Giselle and Nin Nin from aespa? Yeah, they have been going viral on TikTok for posting weird stuff. It really is a little bit creepy. What do we think? I gotta say that the problem of debuting young people exists everywhere. Why am I making this video as if it's only K-pop's fault? Justin Bieber, Miley Cyrus, Billie Eilish, Olivia Rodrigo. These are all examples of stars who gained crazy popularity at a young age. So my question is, does this have exclusively positive outcomes for anyone? No. Some had stalkers, some had nervous breakdowns, some were casualized, and for some, I won't even mention, I'm sorry man. Yes, many debut and become popular young, they get rich young, that's cool. But for almost everyone, no, like for everyone, it ends badly. A child's psyche is simply unable to process all this. People who gain popularity as adults also struggle, but events are different to you when you have a solid form personality. Your nervous system is more stable, your brain is formed. Wow. So that's the main difference. Honestly, when I was making this video, I was rewatching some of NewJeans performances, Attention Cookie, Hi Boy, and it's so creepy. Like, they are literally kids on these performances. You can just see it on stage. It's just creepy, especially the song Cookie. Like, oh my god. And you know what is the weirdest thing? K-pop doesn't actually need minors. In acting, only children can play children, but idols, we don't need children here. I understand that debuting only people of certain age would remove a huge portion of creepy parasocial fans who pay for this, and companies obviously don't want that, but globally there is nothing a child can do that an adult cannot do as a K-pop idol. Yeah, some people will still tell me that this has always existed. Why should we even talk about it? Y'all are acting like it's something new. If you say this, then well, you are right, but that doesn't mean we should keep ignoring it. Behind all this young, youthful, cheerful smiles, there is huge, insane work, very hard work, stress, burnout, unhealthy things, and ultimately hope that fans will give them what no one else does and what they hopefully work for: love and acceptance. Spoiler, they won't. So to sum everything up, the problem isn't that kids are talented, it's that the industry turns childhood dreams into business. Business does not care about comfort, mental health, or growing up normally. It cares about profit, image, and control. When adults enter K-pop, they at least understand what they're signing up for. Kids don't. They come and dreaming about the stage, love, and fame, but end up with diets, pressure, surveillance, and constant judgment of their bodies and personalities before they even understand who they are. We see smiles, comebacks, and fun meetings, but we don't see missed schools, anxiety, broken self-esteem, and the fear of making one mistake. And the most dangerous part is parasocial culture. When minors are told that fans are family and that they must sell closeness and affection to strangers. For adults, it's hard. For kids, it's unsafe. Yes, some become rich and famous, but money doesn't fix trauma and popularity doesn't replace a real childhood. That's why I believe minors simply should not debut in K-pop. Training, learning, exploring, fine. But working as a public product in a billion-dollar industry, that should wait until adulthood. Now, I want to hear you. Do you think there should be an age limit for debut? Where would you set it? 18, 18, 20? And do you personally feel uncomfortable when underage idols are clearly sexualized? What do you think about this type of videos when people in the comments are saying, oh my god, teenagers nowadays wear just that? Write your thoughts in the comments, let's actually talk about it, not just stream it. If this video made you think, leave a like and subscribe for more real discussions about K-pop and the industry behind it. Thank you so much, see you later. Merry Christmas. It's a little bit too late. No, happy Valentine's. Bye!